So this is something I really want to do. This is the site where the first Olympic Games took place. Here is my ticket. I'm super looking forward to going in here. Hello there. Thank you. Wow, this is incredible. Look at this. So this was the site of the first Olympic Games, and I am going to do a whole load of laps around here. This is unreal. I am not going to run around the track, even though that would be a nice thing to do. I want to do something a little bit more difficult. I think there is 28 stairwells up here, and these stairs are pretty full on. I am going to go up every single flight of stairs, go up a flight, move along, and then come down a flight. So up a flight, down a flight, up a flight, down a flight. I've no idea how long this is going to take. It's pretty hot. I've got some water, but I just fancy doing something difficult. And this is the irony of all of this. There is no need to do this. There is no necessity to do this. This is not something I have to do. Some people would think you are absolutely mad. Why would how old am I? I'm 54. Why would a 54-year-old man want to do this? Well, I just want to do something that's difficult. I don't know how long it's going to take. I have to be very, very careful because these stairs are very steep, but I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to record it, and I'm going to make a podcast while I'm doing it, because I think a life where you're testing and challenging yourself is just a wonderful life. And this stadium here, so those of you that listen to the podcast, I will create, I'm tempted to film all of this, but let's just see. But it's got to be done. It's got to be done, so it's time to start in a minute. So I think, if I'm right, I'm going backwards. So over there is the first one, and these are the first 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, so I think there's 14. So it's, how many reps, how many sets is this? So I'm going to go up, walk across, come down, but I'm going to be extremely careful. I'll try and do it without a rest, and then let's see if we can go and get on the podium afterwards and celebrate what I just did as we finish off over there. So guys, are you ready? Are you ready for this? I don't know if I am. No, in fact, I think there's an extra one I'm going to do now, because I've just spotted, there is, here we go, there's an extra one. So it's time to be athletic. It's time to test myself. So here come some people there actually coming down. I'll wait for them to come down before I go up, but the sign for me to start is when they come down. Let me just give you a little view again, once again, of where we are. This is beautiful. Look, anyone who knows me knows I'm all about activity and challenging yourself and embracing what we can do with our health and our well-being. And I suppose part of this message is really quite simple. It doesn't really matter how old you are, and I think a lot of people, when they get into their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, think it's all downhill, but the reality is it isn't. So are you ready? Let's begin with the first flight of stairs. Now, like I say, I've no idea how long this is going to take, and already the first few steps were actually quite challenging, but I can always stop if I need to stop, but I'm just going to keep going. Many, many years ago, when I was a personal trainer, I had a client who she couldn't afford too many sessions. So I did some sessions with her, and I really encouraged her to get on with what she needed to do. And I'll never forget that one day I came into the gym and I saw her on the rowing machine. Now look how steep these steps are. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you can't see what I'm seeing, but I'm recording it. These steps are steep. So I've really got to look at where I'm going, because the last thing I want to do is be injured. I've only done one lot of steps, and I've set my intention to do this. And I just spoke to some people from Vietnam, and they must have been in their 60s, 70s, and I filmed them running about 20 meters. It was so much fun. And I told them about what I'm doing, what I'm about to do, and why I'm here. I showed them the steel weight with Hannah on it. So here you go. That's not even one. One set is up one and down one. And this client of mine, as I was saying, she said, this is what I'm going down now. Got to watch where I'm going. She was saying, I asked her, what are you saying to yourself? She goes, oh, I'm saying my mantra. Eat Cohen, keep going, keep going, keep going. And that really helped her, because mantras are really important. A mantra, but this is what I want to share with you today. A mantra where you just say it and you don't really feel it. What we have to do with mantras, I believe, is send the emotion behind the feeling. So is there emotion behind just get on with it? Well, I suppose ultimately that's up to you to decide. For me to just get on with it, which is my mantra, which came from my wife, just get on with it. What is it? It is intentional thinking, being intentional. And I just asked this lady from Vietnam, because she saw my tattoo and asked me what it meant, and I was saying about being intentional. Well, I asked her what it meant to her, and it was beautiful what she said. She said being intentional means you do something with purpose. And I thought, wow, that is spot on, doing something with purpose. But then doing this with purpose, it requires me to be very attentive. And those three words are all kind of related. Attention, purpose, and intention. That's round one. We now begin round two. So I have to do this with intention. I'm going to do this. Doesn't matter how long it takes. I'm going to do it. I'm going to finish it. My purpose is to do it and to feel great and get on that podium over there, having done it. But the real challenge is to put my attention on what I'm doing, because it's quite dangerous. I've got to listen to my body. I'm going up and down these steps. I can really feel my head, it's hot, but I've got to put my focus on one step at a time, even though I'm talking to you. You can hear how out of breath I am, but I truly believe that the human body has been designed in such a way to get stronger. I think the human body has been designed in such a way to be pushed, and through pushing it, it gets stronger. So I've been carrying this weight around with me for a good few weeks, and I can really feel this on my legs. I like to try and breathe through my nose, but that's a bit difficult. We've done 1.5. I'm gonna try and keep moving. Let's go down. So where in your life do you want to be more intentional? I love being here. I love the Olympics. I think the Greeks were really clever. I was trying to talk to one of the people that worked here, telling him my theory, but his English wasn't good enough, or my Greek is non-existent for him to understand what I was saying. Because I think when the Greeks realized they didn't have to fight every day to protect, where they realized that they were actually quite safe, they could start to thrive. And thriving meant using some of the creative faculties of the brain to create music, to create a stronger body. I love the way the Greek gods and goddesses are all depicted with strong physical bodies, which I think we can all have, but we definitely don't live in a society that encourages that. We really don't. We live in a society that encourages, I believe, inactivity, eating a terrible diet, and just not taking responsibility, drifting, giving into temptation. That it's no surprise that the world is just full of people right now. We've never had so many issues around mental and physical health and well-being. Yet so much of that is within our own hands, but it absolutely requires us to be intentional. So that's 2 rounds done. I think I've got another 26 more rounds to go. It's time to go up the steps again. This is round 3. I wonder who else has ever done this before. I'm sure someone else has done it. They decided to test themselves. I'm already sweating, but my goal, without a doubt. See, one of the reasons for doing this is because it's difficult, because there's a part of me that says I don't want to do this. But the other reason for doing it is I want the feeling that comes from the completion of it. And of course, if I hadn't done anything like this for a long time, I wouldn't do it. And this is going to be a very long podcast at this rate, because this is going to take me a considerable period of time. And at some point, I might actually have to stop. I might have to rest. But you know what? One day, when I'm older and greyer, someone in our family might see this, or someone else might see it and decide to do something similar. Oh my God. I have to tell you, there is a part of me now, even though I haven't even got started. Look, those of you that I can see on the camera, I've got a long way to go. And there's a part of me that's going, well, stop. No one needs to know, turn the camera off, turn the mic off. But that's what intention is about for me. Intention is so much about that. It is so much about, I don't feel like this. And going through that, how long will I have that feeling for? Who knows? But that's my body going, what are you doing this for? There's no need for this. What are you doing? I have to be so careful on these steps here. But I am. I can hear my wife's voice in my head saying, Peter, or my mum especially, my mum would think I was mad for doing this. My dad would say, go on son, go do it. I think I've almost done 4 rounds now. So I've got 24 to go, kind of like a marathon. And I'm gonna keep recording. And I am gonna put this out. I'm gonna put this out for the community of people that follow me, because maybe when you listen to this, it could end up being about an hour, that you might go and listen to this while you're out walking and you just push yourself, or running, or whatever it is that you do, pushing yourself that little bit more. I think it's start of round 5. Look at all these people here. Let's just take a moment to appreciate all of these people who are obviously on a guided tour. I feel like shouting to them, guys, let's start running. Come on, let's run. Let's get on a sweat. But I don't think they would listen. Okay, it's start of round 5. I actually feel a little bit better than I did a minute ago. But going up these steps is, just imagine the effort that was put in to making this stadium. It amazes me. It really does. Let's turn the camera around. And as I go up, you can see this amazing place. And those of you that are listening, just remember, this is intention in action. And it's not just the physical body. My physical body is screaming at me to stop. And even part of my mind is saying stop. But is not one of the greatest things we will ever do is what we didn't actually feel like doing. We did. We didn't feel like making that phone call, but we did. We didn't feel like telling someone that we love them, and we did. We didn't feel like going to bed earlier, but we did. We didn't feel like exercising, but we did. I suppose I'm not far from, I think when I get down to the bottom here, I would have done a quarter. I'm going to stop filming for a while, but there will be more. So here we go, look. I'm almost halfway on this challenge here, and look, there is the Olympic logo there. Look, there she is, looking good.
Thank you.
So we are halfway on this challenge right now. Look at that right behind me, isn't that amazing? The Olympics, I know what that means to so many people over the last, I think 1996 was probably the first Olympian that I worked with. And what a privilege to be in these people's lives. So I'm past the halfway stage now. And look, I want to go and get on that podium at the end. I can do this. There have been moments so far where I felt like it's time to stop, but there's no way. You can't stop me. Excuse me. You know, it's time to just get on with it. Let's go. Carry on, Peter. Life is an athletic event, and the fitter and stronger you are, wow, but it means stopping, right? It just means doing a bit of an audit, looking at where you are and making a few decisions to change the course of your life. Now look at these steps here, they are so steep. I have to be really careful. I have to hold on to the side like this and be super mindful. We've probably got a quarter to go. But I've really got to concentrate, because one false move. This challenge which I've done, I've still got 2 more downs and 1 more up to go, and this is one of the most difficult things I've done in a very long time. But I'm so glad that I did it. There's been many moments where I've thought, I don't want to do this. You know, I want to stop. I've felt that feeling, and I was actually talking on the podcast about second winding. And I remember when I was at university studying sports science, I was reading about people that second wind, that your body's often trying to protect you from hurting yourself or conserving energy that you don't need to conserve. But there's always a second burst. There's always, for most of us, especially if we're fit and strong, but it doesn't matter where you are in terms of fit and strong, you can always get fitter and stronger. Look at these steps here. So I have to be so careful. I have to put my hand down here. And I'm super proud of myself for doing this. I can't wait to get a nice cold bottle of beer. No, I'm joking. A nice cold water and some coffee when I finish this. I've got one more up and one more down. And then I'm going to go and get on the, see if I can find someone to film me going on the rostrum over there. Might have to wait, but that would be amazing. So almost at the bottom of this down, and then one more up, one more down. It's amazing to see all these people here. I'm not sure any of them would be as crazy as I am, but I'm sure there are some people that would do what I've done. So this is it. This is the last up. One more up and one more down. Let's do this. Let's do the last one without stopping. Let's see if we can do this. I'm just looking down. Here we go. Come on. Just get on with it. Oh my God. My legs are on fire. I'm going to have to stop for a second. Have to. Either that or I would pass out. This is it. This is the last part. And then it's downhill. Oh, I've almost semi-recovered. You ready? Oh my God. Okay, hand up. Here, these really little challenging steps. There are my feet. Are they my feet? Yeah, they are. Okay, let's go. Be careful, PT. Just get on with it. This is for you, honey. You know I carry you with me wherever I go. I'm so grateful. I'm going to embrace every minute that I have as I finish this ridiculous challenge that I set myself. All I got to do is get down. The thing is, I haven't finished, but let's sit down for a second. I'm a little bruised. So, my fellow podcasters, what's your biggest takeaway? I hope you get to see this one day. Maybe you come here and do it too. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. Would I do it now? No. All I have to do is go down here, get on the Victory rostrum, and Bob's your uncle. So, I mean, I don't know if Bob is really your uncle, but look, it's been a real pleasure sharing this with you. Let's get down and earn our place on the rostrum. So I've just been up and down all of these steps, all the way around. I've just finished it, and I got my trophy in here. So, as many people know, my wife passed away in 2023, and this is her trophy. Couldn't think of anything better, but to come up on here after having done this athletic event. This is for you, Hannah, and this is for anyone in life that just wants to just get on with it. Because life, it's not always easy. It's actually quite difficult, but life is an athletic event. We all just need to compete a little bit better and find a way to just get on with it. Thanks for watching.